Okay, this is just a test. Let's see if it works. I don't think I hear any echo. Right. This appears to be all good now. Very strange. Well, do let me know if there's still echo. I don't hear it anymore, at least. So I think we can just resume normal streaming. But I have been using Rumble Studio, which is actually absolutely great. It's a lot, obviously, better than Restream because it's completely free, without any you know, things like a watermark or whatever. And you can stream to as many platforms as you like. So that's absolutely great. Mortal Nap, if you're back, do let me know if you still hear echo. I don't hear it anymore. I heard it very clearly before. So I think the problem is solved, I think. No echo, awesome, okay. Well, then we can get started finally. The thing is, I can't really test it if I don't go live. So I had to take the risk. But you know, we got to sort it out. Apparently what it was, I have Rumble Studio open, and when I had the stream preview, I had it open. But the sound was muted, and it worked like that in Restream. When you mute the sound, it's just, it does what it's supposed to do, mute the sound, right? So you don't hear echo or you get double audio input. But here, even though it's muted, even if I pause the preview, it's still, but I just don't press play now. So I just monitor it in Streamlabs itself, just to see if I'm on the correct screen, because sometimes, you know, I accidentally press a button and it's the wrong one, and I don't really see that I'm still in a different scene. So that's why I kind of monitor it, but I can monitor it in Streamlabs, so that's fine. Now I have the full chat window open. Normally, what is so great about this is that it's just integrated. And it checks YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble, and it's all on one chat. Normally you can see it on screen as well, so it's good. So let's continue with what we do under normal circumstances. So last time we actually worked on the final part of episode 2. And what I probably want to do here is change the shape of the arena a little bit. I'm gonna make it more rounded off, and that is because let's leave that just there. That is because I like there's gonna be like an intense fight, and I have to rely on the new enemy mechanics. Which means the player has to be, specifically in this fight, the player will have to be constantly, or at least a lot on the move, because Annie will, well, without giving away too much, let's say she will be very close on your tail. And the danger can come from any direction. So what I absolutely do not want is that the player can get stuck in like a wall, because the shapes are like, you know, there are a lot of insets. Which, you know, if you're like firing while you're backtracking, something I find very, very annoying is to get stuck on geometry in the heat of battle. And that's something I want to avoid here. So we're gonna just round it off. Now I still have to do some tests to get a good idea of the scale. We don't have to make the map too large. We can create like these small, like this doesn't really matter. Something like this. And we're gonna move this one to the side here, because I do like that long introduction. So this is where you start. Let's see. Now what I do want is to kind of add more structures here. Let's see. First, we're going to add a switch. How long is that? 101. Let's see. $32, $37. Yeah, I wish there was a script that lets you determine the length of this. Would be great if it's 32 exactly. 37. We can actually. How do we do that? 101.75. Let's calculate it. Fucking X. All right, let's see. Let's. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I got an idea actually, which is it makes it easier. Yeah, actually, that's actually a great idea. Like I could do like a split. That's easier than make a calculation. And then what I'm gonna do now is just flank them 16. There we go. And this is exactly our 32. There we go. 34.87. Yeah. Actually, I asked AI to see if, but it's a different result. I asked AI to see how like, I'm always interested in like their process, how they what they say, how they calculate it. But maybe I've given like, maybe my prompt wasn't clear enough. I don't know. But it's at 18.875. That is. I already knew that was wrong. It had to be more than 32. So yeah, there's still work. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. I don't know. But you know, let's keep this. So actually, what I want to do and why I actually did this was so I could create a switch here. Now, I'm not really sure if this will work. Ooh, it's a tight one. Okay. Let's see. So actually what I want is to create like something a little more interesting. Than just a standard switch pushed in the wall. And this makes it easy. Kind of like this switch. It's not really high tech, but and then we maybe let's see if this works out. Not a huge fan. now we can... let's see... What the hell am I doing? Why is my keyboard not responding? Oh, there we go. Let's see. Oh, there's a simple way. If we look at the properties, and we look at the scale, there we go. Simple calculation. That way you can actually, like, if you... this is a trick I learned not too long ago, but if you want to scale a texture, you can just, like, if you put the full texture in and you want only use half of the texture, you can just divide it, the scale, by adding that simple, you know, simple command, and then you get the exact texture size without having to scale it manually. So that's pretty cool. You can do it multiply. You can do, like, you can make calculations for texture scale or like ceiling heights, floor heights, whatever. That's pretty cool. So if you want, actually, if you want, suppose I want to actually double the size of this entire arena, and I want the textures to adjust to that, I can do that with a calculation without having to manually resize them. Or if I want to shrink it, same thing. So that's pretty cool, huh? You can, if I want to divide this in half, like make it, so it's simple. That is the power of GZ Doom. Or no, wait, that's not true. It's Ultimate Doombuilder. Why is this texture? Oh, that's weird. It doesn't say it's unpegged, but very, very, very strange. Strange indeed. Unfortunately, there's no, like, we're gonna do this differently because I got a bad feeling about this way. Let's reset the floor slope. Ah, that's okay. Actually, why does it need to be sloped? It's not really a huge deal. But why I actually split this up is because I kind of want a cable to run to the top. Unfortunately, there aren't many great textures that I can use. Almost like this. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see, so we have to bring it down here, and Y is, oh wait. Oh, this is kind of not what I want, actually. Come with something like a cable that goes all the way up to the ceiling, which is easy on the eyes when it comes to repeating. Cable like this one, but it's a horizontal one. There is no vertical. Ah, oh wait, that's is that a cable? I guess we can use this one. Wrap metal texture. I guess. It's not the greatest texture. Gotta use some Doom 2 textures. I actually think there are some custom ones that just forgot the name. Now we can have a look. I used it here. Exit. Oh no, I did not. I wish I had done this construction at the same time, because now I have to repeat the process, unless I copy paste this. These sectors, and I have to just flip them. Maybe that works. I'm not really sure about the sizes though. Well, maybe. We'll see. There are some in this pack that are based off the original Doom 2 textures. And they are generic and seamless. And they are unfortunately spread out. I can't remember their names. Unfortunately, the Quake, like I merged them all together, so the Quake 2 and the modified Doom textures. they're not in separate lists. But you know, once I find it, I can just copy paste. I think we're getting close. I think this one. These are, yeah. And that's actually the texture I needed right here. Well, would you look at that? So we're gonna stop the player right here. Just block players because it's kind of silly to jump on top of this. And we can actually, can we? No. See if we can get rid of that. Ah, that's better. A little bit of shading going on there. And I'm not really sure this texture actually has a... You can create something. Well, we still have the tools. Something like that. It's fine. Doorstop is similar and thin. That is true. That is true. You are absolutely right. Kind of want to do something a little more rusty. Rusty with like something to separate it from, let's see. But doorstop is indeed a good choice. Ah, yes, indeed. I had door track in mind, but this is actually better, yes, indeed. But I use door track sometimes as well. Completely not in its original intention or function or design, whatever. Sometimes I use it for, where did I use it? Sometimes I use it as a trim, but not a door trim, to be specific. Yeah, maybe this one. But your suggestion is actually better. I need a metal texture with a trim that kind of separates it from like that. But then a little more subtle. That's actually not bad. That is not bad. That is too much. I think I'll go with this. I forgot about that one. Okay. good enough for me. These are details no one will care about, probably. However, the devil is in the details. Nah, that's actually complete bullshit here, but just wanted to do something that it kinda stands out a little, and that's enough. Now the thing is, let's see if we can actually just, I want to use this and then it should fit. Now we need to flip this and flip this like, there we go. Ooh. Let's release it. Ugh. It didn't work out too badly. Too early. Okay. Need this one from the other side. Okay. Remove the five lines from above. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Which 5 lines are you talking about? Remove the 5 lines from above. Okay, that's all good. Exit, exit. It gives a little bit of, you know, shit is going down. We're gonna use dynamic lights here, attenuate it. Well, I'm pretty sure I'll do something similar if it comes to mind. you'll let me know. What is the radius? Is that enough? I think so. That will draw player attention. And of course, if we use some dynamic lights there as well, with a proper, with a bigger radius. Let's see. We're gonna use put it a little further away. Oh, it is already 64. This might be overkill. Let's see, what can we do here then? 280. I feel like these dynamic lights do help. They are attenuated and probably do not want this for these ones. That makes a huge difference, no? For these ones, they're a little more subtle. Gotta place them a little. Oh no, that's not what I want. I want them. Let's see. This is an instance. I'm not really sure. I think you can. I think you can actually align things as well. Okay, let's have a look actually before we proceed. No, that's not what we want. We want reset. Okay. Let's check it out real quick. Well, that certainly draws attention. And these would probably be a little more, need to be a little more bright. What we're gonna do with the ceiling is we're gonna cut it up into like, I want to avoid ceiling detail here. So we are going to, let's see. kind of want to build this around a platform split like this. And we're going to keep it. I want to keep it very simple. Vertex. See. Man, what would be cool if actually we were able to create like a maybe we can. Can we drop down like this? And have you actually climb it? Just for convenience sake, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole ones. We're gonna place it. There you go. And now we can actually use this one. And maybe even this one as a tech part. Let's see. That means I would have to use the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then here, in these center parts, we can actually break free from maybe move them up a little bit. No. No. No, 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 no. Think. I need this needs to be on the same level. God damn it. Got an idea. Maybe. Oh. You know what the thing is? I kind of want to create like another circle around it. Because if it's not on the same level, there's gonna be some issues with the boss fight. Because the mechanics unfortunately do not work when there's elevation. And you know, we do want the mechanics to work. GT. I think that one will provide the proper lighting. Maybe we can use it. Let's see, we need like a huge, I think we can actually use the red one here. Same one I use for the drill. And we can actually cut this off with, let's see. Maybe just keep the ceiling. Is that too much? Let's see, we can actually, let's cut it in half, make some compromise. Flank line devs by 256. And that is where we can create our okay, no, I actually want this reversed. And the weird part is that it doesn't work. And now it kind of does. So weird. But here we got a, as you can see, we got a cutoff, so we want to fix that. And we can actually do that by using 64. And we can actually play around with it like that. Or just do something like this. Open this up so it's a little larger. Okay. Now we're just gonna test some things out. Um, just thinking, is there anything? Like I kind of want to put in some, maybe a little more detail in the structure. However, it's, well, the texture itself is pretty detailed. Let's see. Now make sure we do it equally. Let's go with this for a moment. Now this is, again, not what we want, because I do not want to create a place where the player can hide and be safe from the spider. So what we're gonna do, and I got a solution for this. Make sectors. We're just gonna have them like here. And to make sure the player does not get stuck, we need to round this off. So let's flank them by 32. No, maybe use 64 as well. And then we can actually... So I kind of want to avoid the sharp angles here. I'm not sure if that works. Maybe we should try it first without and see. Scripts, I think 16, would that be too much? Okay. We're gonna push them in. Just want to, this is just like a little bit of experimenting. What I want to do will become clear. Kind of like these. Yeah. $16, so that is the fun part, is that it all matches. And we can don't need to scale any textures. 8 we can use this one. Okay. Well, the only thing, let's see, you need to bring in a little bit of color. Like, let's see. Kind of want cables, but with some red tints in it, like hints of red. Like this one is actually perfect, but it's not a vertical one, so it wouldn't make too much sense, even though... Well, let's try it. I think I saw a texture that would fit nicely. There is a vertical one, I think. They're not named cables for some reason. Wires, maybe. Shit. There goes my hope. And what are they called? Hose? No. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Kind of need to find it because I want to see how it looks like, because it depends on my next move. I know there are vertical textures, and I think they're pretty much at the bottom. Oh shit. Is this the one I had in mind? Thought it was vertical. That's not red either. Could have sworn. Getting close to the end. Okay, well, that's a good suggestion. Maybe I missed it. Damn, is my memory that bad? Yes, it is that bad actually. CB, no. Hosiery. When in doubt, use tech ball. Wait, there is maybe one thing I can actually try. Let's see if there's something close. No, there's not. Of course there's not. Sometimes I kind of wish they were like structured by color. You can actually use this one if we scale it properly. Fit with 0.5, no, that's too much. 0.3. Maybe. Not sure how good this will look. We're gonna try something. can actually close this off very nicely with something at the bottom here, using a 3D floor. I kind of want to give this a little more a reddish tint to kind of match the let's see, 1 5 4 3. That is not that great. Is there something with like a red that matches that one really well? Yeah, that would be cool actually. But I'm gonna do something different. Like it really has no function other than like a visual detail. But the idea is interesting enough. Like if you have to use another way to actually defeat Annie instead of just shooting her, that would actually be great. Maybe something for in the future. That's a good idea. That is a very good idea. Oh. I think this one comes closest. But it says UAC and we do not want that. Absolutely not. Wait, we do want that. Okay. Two. I think that's, yeah, that matches. One, two. We can actually got. Is that correct height? Ceiling minus 932, I think so. Minus 32. So, this one actually. Okay. It kind of, like, the texture itself doesn't make too much sense. However, it kind of matches the red of the, of the structure there. So kind of want to know, like, this area kind of, it belongs together, And what I probably want to do is find something else to stay in that red vibe, and maybe we can use something. We have to work with dynamic lights, but I think the effect will be great. That's actually very good as it is. And this also matches, that's great, saves me a lot of trouble. Now we can actually, we don't need to place too many dynamic lights here. We're just gonna use global, like large ones that kind of illuminate the scene as well. And what we're gonna do to kind of connect these things is we are going to add some cables. I mean, it is the final arena, so we can have to put in some effort, right? What we can do here, to create that larger than life feel. However, we're gonna do it differently. We're gonna do it a little different. We're gonna create these huge, like this, for example. These huge cracks, and we're gonna have to divide it. Okay, I don't want to mess around too much with this. So this middle part right here, let's put it up there like that. That was enough. And we're gonna actually use black for this. And now what we have created is we eliminated the need for extensive sector detailing because that area is not visible. What we can do, as you can see here, that is actually like it does the height match the whole length? Ah, that is actually clever. I haven't really considered it, but it does feel like there's a gap. Like we'll see. I can add some structures here to make sure that it's not like just one. We can actually, I've got an idea. We're gonna detail it up, but you know, this is just okay. Oh, this actually doesn't look too bad, especially when dynamic lights are on, and we do want them on. Now, can we actually put them like... I don't want these to be affected by the shading of the ceiling. And I know there is a way, or I thought, smooth lighting. Use side of brightness. Even lighting, smooth lighting. Let's see. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna set the middle brightness to 64. That is something we're gonna do. No, wait, actually I wanna... Let's do a proper test. I kind of want them to be like, you know, out there. Does it? No, it does not. However, well, it does not actually. So we can use sectors. It's very simple. However, that will interfere with my cables. So what I'm going to use are two small subsectors here. Like that. And they will smooth lighting. I have no idea what that even does, to be honest. So I'm going to use the upper wall, remove the upper wall, and then you get like full bright up until the very, very top. That's what I want. And we have to do the same for this. Now let's first do this part. How many? What was the height again? I think it was 16. Yeah. So we're gonna prepare this one real quick. Back, eat. Join, there we go. So I can use the same thing here. We'll finish this up later. This is basically, what I want to do is start connecting the cables, and what we need to do is split all these line divs. And I kind of like this result. So we're just gonna draw some lines. That is looking rather nasty. Well, it doesn't really matter. It's not really perfectly in the center, but it's fine because nothing in the real world almost ever is. So we're gonna use cables. However, I kind of want a specific one. And I think no? Oh god. What was it again? There is one that I really like to use for these types of situations. Maybe wires. Yes, this one. These are actually great, so we need to put them in the back as well. And we cannot use wrap. However, I would love if we have more. This is kind of cool, isn't it? It really gives that connection. The middle cable looks weird, but we're gonna, yes, we're gonna fix that. We need to reset it. We can do it like this. Now the inner part, this is something that is very, you know. However, we can actually try and do something about that by splitting this in the middle. And we actually need another, let's see, flank, I think 16 maybe. Oh, that's not what we want. So what we can do, got an idea. So what we're gonna do, and I've never done this before, but it doesn't make sense that they're like hanging in the middle. And to just use one, I feel it's too stretched out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create like a handle maybe? Let's see if this works out. The only thing is it's gonna get I got an idea. Gonna be very what I'm doing now, this is next level stuff. I need something to like hang like a hook. If I can find a texture. Something like this would actually be perfect, but yeah, no, it's not gonna work because I forgot to consider that. Okay, think. Oh, we could create a small sector. Or maybe we should just leave it. Let's get the scale right. So if we use 1 here, of course we have to use -1 on the opposite side. Okay. Otherwise this will look weird. -2. Okay. And these cables are kind of hard to grab. I'll think of a solution for the middle part. Maybe we can assume they're very stiff cables or something, I don't know. Okay, so for all of these, and I wish there was a better way, but you know, the final arena is not that super detailed level, so I think it's fine. That's all we need to do. And then brightness, what was it again? 128. So that has to be the upper part. That one. Let's see, upper brightness 128. And this one has to be middle. Okay. All right. Now, for the illumination, let's see if we can actually just place it in the center. I think that actually might work. It will definitely save on the dynamic lights. Somewhat in the middle. There we go. And we have a reference here, that's awesome. This one we might go a little bigger. 8, 160 maybe. Even more. 60. 22. That is big, man. Or what I can do. I think that looks a little better. Remove the bottom ones, of course, for all of these. There, I think that looks a little better, although I feel like you can actually use 128 for this one as well. So that like the lighting that it is emitted is the same. I think this is good. And then for the final one, there we go. That goes to the bottom again. All right, let's have a look. Not too bad, not too bad. That will definitely draw attention. Exit. I think I don't want to make that shiny as well. What I do think is weird. Why aren't these cables lit properly? That is a strange... That is weird. No. Maybe I could just eliminate them. See how it looks. Well, it still looks okay. What it can do is have like a huge emission from those lights. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna give this a proper ceiling texture, something metal. I kind of want to use a floor. We'll figure out the lights later. I don't want any glitches, so maybe we can do some. There are some tricks. For the cables, you can give the cables a separate color if you want. There are some tricks we can pull off. No worries. What was I doing? Oh yeah. The ceiling. There's some this is pretty large. This is actually floor seal. Do we have seal? Wow. Not many textures titled seal, huh? Now it's not, it doesn't really matter. We can always use the ones that kind of look good. Let's start with this one. So in order, obviously, to make this look good and kind of realistic, so to speak, we need to cut them off, and it's actually very simple. Oh damn. So we're gonna use our special method where we remove the plates. Let's see, we probably need to take this one in as well. You know, with the odd one missing here, and we can actually, ah shit, okay, never mind, we can actually fix that. There we go. Backspace, does backspace work? Does it work? Oh, okay. Never knew. That's actually great. But we can actually just do it like this. So our problem is also fixed. And we move this one a little there. Okay. So now we have our ceiling And we can actually remove this. Give it a rusty trim. I think this one actually works really well. Yeah. Maybe not so well for these structures here. Oh, I thought actually. Oh, they kind of look like they were on the same level. Ah, wait. Okay. No worries. We just scale them to come close. Or we can actually just simply do this. There we go. And then we scale these back. I think this was actually the correct size. Or the height, correct height, I think. Okay. And then we're going to use 1 and 2. There we go. Yeah, now it's the same. I thought there was something wrong with these lights. It didn't line up. I kind of want to lower these a little bit. Because I kind of want to let them hang from, you know, like a little lower than the base here. Because I think it looks better. So if you run under it, you almost like naturally. I do have that in games. Sometimes when I just kind of duck. Let's see how it looks. It happens indeed. Or is it like I try to peek around the corner sometimes? Oh, not too bad. I need to do the same for the floor, obviously. But we're gonna expand that a little bit. I think it's... let's see... Now, what floor texture we're gonna use? It is a good question. I kind of like this one. It's a lot of work though. But It sure as hell looks cool, doesn't it? Like this is... These are huge. I probably want to scale them down, which means even more work. But I feel like you don't want to go too crazy with the scale. Hey, buddy, is it Black Friday? Jesus. Is it Black Friday already? Maybe it's not as much work. Well, I haven't really bought anything. Because I feel like sometimes it almost feels like a scam. This whole Black Friday thing. You know, I kind of did a test once and I figured like they raise the prices. Oh, Doom Dark Age for half the price. That's nice. I feel like, you know, when it comes to discounts like Steam, they do these regular discounts. But it's great that you got a good deal out of it. Oh, almost there. This is not as bad as I thought it would be. Can always fine tune it. This is just doing some cutouts. And let's see. Now we're gonna crawl back to the side here. Maybe just one inset. And we're almost there. Yeah. Why is my YouTube? Oh, it's a different, okay. So we can actually now the only thing I wonder, does our beloved spider see if we can use the same thing here. I feel like this should be a little less rough on the texture side. You know, this would look great. Maybe we can, by some magic, if we set this like in the middle here. We'll take that for now. Well, I think I might go with this. This doesn't have this nice. I don't want to do it individually, but they do seem to have these nice, like this nice effect that these are actually like just placed on the wall here. The only thing I question right now is this going to affect the spider? Or like dividing it in sectors? I should have tested that before. There's always one thing I can do. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of testing. And of course, you're gonna have to look at me for a while. Because I do need to test the spider. See how it behaves, how Annie behaves in her battleground. Please let it work. If this doesn't work, then I have a serious problem. And thankfully it works. Yes, okay. So that's not an issue. Okay. Okay, so because like the spider couldn't, it uses certain abilities which were conflicting with height differences, but apparently this is not a problem. I assume it's a problem if she, an actual like the original Spider Mastermind, if she cannot walk on a ledge. I think that's where the problem is. But thankfully this is all good. So what we need to do now I think I'm gonna, okay, let's jump back in. Of course we need to give the player some areas to hide from the relentless attack. And let's start by creating, I think 128 for a structure to hide behind is good enough. So we're gonna place a few of these. Maybe 3, that would be enough, I think. And I gotta position them in a way that again does not in any way interfere. There's not enough room behind here. Gonna be a mean fight. Drop down, bam. Maybe I should remove this one. I need to test this. However, let's actually start by, we can actually, oh shit, what the hell am I doing? Oof, oh god, I thought I deleted this sector and I couldn't get it back. Okay, fellas, I'm gonna take a small break. Be back in a few minutes. And, you know, it'll start to make sense soon. Like this arena, like why I choose to do certain things, why it's important, like the exact position of some elements. It all has to do with the new boss's behavior. So I'll be back in a few. All right. Let's make something nice out of this. So you can always copy paste, you know, this is just for positioning. However, this will be a problem, I think. But we'll fix that later. Okay. Okay. I kind of wanted to see if this would work. God, I cannot align this, of course. I have to do it manually. Well, never mind. So we're gonna use good old 16. 6 sectors. Okay. So how much does Doom the Dark Age cost? I have to look it up. I've been postponing, like, I kind of wanted to check out the Dark Age, but I feel like they strayed far from, you know, the original game. 40. It's not too bad. With a 50% reduction. Ooh. Still that, like like, there's a lot of stuff I have to do, so I'm gonna wait it out. Buy it on a huge discount. I could play it on stream. I wish there was a proper way to actually align these pieces, you know, and I mean not align them like this, but make them align like that as well. Is there a way? Is there something I don't know? Well, there's a lot I don't know. But is there a way to align these? Without manually fiddling around? Floor height, modify. Can we do something like that? I never tried this thing. Why the hell not? Let's find out. Oh, okay. Okay, well, maybe not exactly, but not exactly what I had in mind. It doesn't mean that it is bad necessarily. So we're gonna do, and you can kind of guess what this is gonna be about. Do we need this? Kinda. I don't think so. Some acid fats, yes, indeed. Now we can actually do something really cool. And instead of like having this one acid, the other one lava, and that one flesh or something, like it all comes together in the whole episode through these pipes. This is 8, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some glass. This texture, I think it's my most used because it's so damn good. And we're gonna need to split this. We want a proper alignment. So now for the pipe texture, and I think we got plenty. I think we might have something here. That is actually a perfect starting point. The only thing is the repetition. And we can do something about that. However, we don't have like the generic variant of this, like specifically just this texture. No, I can actually make it. But I don't like doing that, to be honest. We can actually you only need paint, I know. Won't take long, true. Maybe I should do it. Or I could do it like that. I feel like this texture really fits nicely. Oh, there's two. Huh. I see. Oh yeah, there's two, okay. Let's see, we can... Two. There we go, that is one scale issue fixed. 2, 3, 4, 3. Yeah, I think this looks good. And now what I'm gonna do for the next like next time we deal with something like this, I am going to make a full texture, set a custom one, and I'm gonna make sure that each texture I use has a generic variant. Use a glow here, ceiling glow, I think. Looks kind of nice. Okay. Now what we're gonna do now is create a window and because we do want the just one. Oh wait. I forgot. Oh, I forgot a few texture lines here. One. That's all we need because I want to create this glass. Too bad you can't choose to flank only like one side. A little bit of cleaning up. So what we're gonna use here is actually the white. There is a good glass texture. And with nice glow, it's gonna give like a greenish glow, so it's gonna look pretty great like this one. We only need it on the front, and we need it to wrap. Alpha is 0.7. Let's try 0.7. Okay, that didn't go according to plan. Front, why? That's kind of weird. And F. Ah. Okay. What is that? Ah, it's the glow thing. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. So that means I need to remove that middle part. I think something like that. Let's check the transparency. Transparency is not good, but I do like the glow. I think if it were to stretch all the way to the ceiling, it might be too much. However, can I do like... Actually, I don't see what's wrong with this if I were to stretch it to the ceiling. All the way up here. And then I would need a huge glow factor though. $560. I think even more. $800. I think that solves it. Let's see, and I need to change the alpha to 0.6. Yeah, that looks better. Let's have a look. Oh, I do like that. I do like that. This is starting to go somewhere. Very nice. And we can actually, I think for a final arena, like it can be simple. We can do a little bit of decorating here as well. Okay, this is gonna work out. No, probably I can actually put it here. There's no worries. We're just gonna, it's gonna be like a little detailed, up close and personal. That's fine. Can always stretch out a little bit of the ceiling right here. Like that. So it's more like, you know, makes a little more sense. Okay. Now the only question is, can we copy paste this? Let's see if we, well, I think we can. And then we do like a horizontal flip. The only thing I need to do is align the textures here, but other than that, it beats redrawing. There we go, see. Definitely beats redrawing the entire thing here. Okay. Texture alignment thankfully remains the same. I kind of like this orange pipe, like the yellow pipe. Half-Life. Yeah, this is a Half-Life orange indeed. Definitely gives me those vibes. And that's why, probably that's why, because I like it so much. Okay, that was the original one. So basically, this is all done. If I have like the base, the main pipe finished, I can easily copy paste this and just change textures for the other liquids as well. So that's pretty cool. Thank God for modern texture techniques. Because my God, if I were to do this in like WAD or Deep Sea, holy shit. It would set me back 10 years maybe. I probably wouldn't do it. Just stick to vanilla Doom editing. And even that was a pain. Remember using WAD? Holy shit, man. Insane how the texture... Yeah, you didn't even have a 3D view. Okay, so... let's have a look. And then we're gonna copy paste this. So what you need to do in WAD was make manual alignments, texture alignments, change it, and basically check in game. But you couldn't even load like Doom from the editor. You had to quit the editor and start up Doom, or maybe like start up Doom in a different. Yeah, it was insane. You have to load in your WAD each and every time. Dear God, am I glad we evolved. Kinda like, very nice that you can see the drill there, like the part of the drill is still visible, that's cool. And as you can see, it's drawn underneath here. So that's pretty sweet, huh? Now it's kind of confusing, but you know, you don't really need the auto map in this area, so. But it's cool, like the GZ Doom automatically takes that map, like that part that is connected through sector portal, and you know, automatically places it underneath. Otherwise, and it's grayed out, so that's cool. That's. I need to clean up this auto map. As you can see, this is going to be a lot of work as well. And that's something I usually, when I think about a release date for this map or for this project, this episode specifically, I think, you know, like usually I just consider the testing, monster placement, geometry, that kind of stuff. But actually, I usually forget that you have to clean up the auto map as well and use these sound barriers, and that takes up quite some time as well. And that's something I sometimes forget actually to take into account. So my release estimations are usually not that great, but we are close. I think this really, like, I love the color play here. Maybe just use green. I have to see how it plays out. Green, lava. Lava is possible. Maybe here, lava, and then 2 green. Because I kind of like the light that is emitted. And the flesh doesn't really emit light unless there's a different liquid. There is a liquid I can use. But I haven't used it anywhere in this episode. And episode 2, I used it in episode 1. It's water, some kind of water texture, but and it's simple as that. And actually, let's change this. That's what I absolutely love. Now, it doesn't look quite as good as you can see. It doesn't really align. I do like these warning stripes. No. That's kind of weird. Didn't I select that? Weird. It doesn't select that. Why not? Why the hell not? Okay, now the only thing here, and this is gonna be a pain. This is a different ceiling height, as you can see. Now, oh, I have to do that as well. Oh, God. This is not a huge problem though. I just need to adjust these levels. That's all there is to it. Make sure the lines well. So it's just gonna be 1, 2, and that's actually it. I can live with that. So let's actually change liquid to lava. Of course, means we have to change the glow as well, otherwise it wouldn't make too much sense. I should probably have used keep this sector. We can actually fix that. Is that lava? Can't even see. Yeah, that's lava. So we need to change. Let's use this orange. Let's check it out first. I'm not really sure if that is exactly looking the way I want it to look. I know there is something off and I have no idea what exactly. It still has a greenish tint to it. Very strange. Well, technically, it's not possible. Or it shouldn't be possible. Maybe I should. Well, it is fairly close, so I'm gonna try to use a color that I feel represents the lava a little better. And that would be this one. However, I need the hex color code. 569 to 569. Okay, let's try. That's the one I need. Ah, that is way better, see? Now 800 would not be required, I think. Maybe 128 or maybe 64 even. Because the size is, oh. look. Yeah. Now this is the downside. You have to align the lava. But like the window is kind of in the way. I think it looks pretty good. And this one has to be 35, because we are not at the infinite reach. There we go. Okay, let's have another look. And I think, let's do this one first, clean up. And here, the upper part does matter because you can actually see it. And I can't wait. I'm excited for my own release. I think it's gonna be fun. And I especially see people's reaction to the mod. Some of them probably, like, some of the fans probably put their kids to college in the years I took to make this. It's been more than 12 years, for fuck's sake, since I actually started work on Doom 2 Annie. But you know, I've really picked up the pace these last few years. So I think it's just easier to do it like this manually real quick. And I got some good ideas for like the ceiling details, because we are in like a sort of spider lair. Ooh. I like this better. This is how, like, this trim around it is better than what I used here. And the only weird thing is, why is this here and not here? Well, it's not too important, I guess, but it's kind of weird. Is it only very outer edge that I need to be? Apparently. Sometimes, apparently. Okay. And those are extremely minor details. So what we can do here, for example, and this is always something I like. That might be too big. let's... we're gonna add some detail to that later, like make the cracks and like this area a little more natural. You know, using some vertex manipulation, some triangulation, stuff like that. Oh, I forgot. Let's see, can we? I kind of wanted to use some ice here, but not really sure if that's... I don't want to combine all the styles. What I can do, I kind of want to make this a little wider, so let's see if we can actually fix that. I mean higher. Okay. You think so? Let's see. Hold on a second. Oh, I think this actually might work. To just make this a little higher, make it stand out a little better like that. And I think when it comes to alignment, yeah, this is better, way better. So we can actually scale this, fit height, it's not the width, a vertical one. That's better, man. Jesus Christ, yeah. Okay, so what we need to do then is, of course, double lighting, double the glow. Let's see if that ice patch thing works. Okay. Yeah, true. Control click, yeah. Like this, yeah. However, what I can do, I'm not gonna touch that. I'm just gonna do it real quick, otherwise you can actually copy certain properties. What height is that? -643. Let's use this, and that's the only change I need to do. Man, that looks better. Like, it's a little higher. For here, it doesn't really matter. Although, might use just one more. Yeah, actually, I think we should kind of put it all the way up here. Perfect. So it's the same everywhere. I think that's nice. And then we have, what is that? 1, 2, 5. It's a very strange number. But it does match. Very strange. 1 to 5. That is not a unit I would usually choose. 1 to 5. That's not multiplied by 8. There is already something off here. And I know exactly what it is. It's because of this. 260. That's 172. And that should be 124. No, wait. Other way around. Like that. This is correct. Okay. So I was gonna say I'm probably better off. This has actually great alignment. Oh, wait a minute. Shit, no. I'm gonna have to do it again. However, this time I'm gonna see if I can save the pin texture offsets. It's probably not gonna work because I didn't move it. I just copy pasted it. Okay. So that is 124, 172. I probably, while going up here, I probably accidentally incremented by 1. That's why I probably messed up. And why is this still not? 24. There we go. Okay, so now we have the same, like, I think it looks better. Hey, Doctor. Okay, what is up? Welcome from Rumble. I see. Very nice. I just started streaming on Rumble for the first time. Thought it was great having a Rumble studio, the only one who actually allows multi-streaming free of charge. And the funny thing is, like Streamlabs has multi-streaming as well, but you have to pay for it. And I hate subscription services. I hate them. And the thing is, and it's kind of weird, but Rumble is not among the standard streaming list in Streamlabs. There are a lot of streaming services which I never heard of. YouTube is one of them, like Twitch, the standard ones, but there are a lot of them. And Rumble, which I feel, is pretty well known, it's not there. And that got me thinking, maybe it is because they know Rumble does free multi-streaming. And they wouldn't want that. So probably that's why they don't list it. It's just a theory, of course. But these companies, it's a tricky business. But I'm very happy with Rumble so far. Yeah, very good. I like it. I made that account a long time ago. And I don't really know why. I didn't start streaming earlier because I thought maybe it was too much, but Rumble makes it actually very easy, especially when it comes to chat. It's all integrated into one stream chat, which is great, and it's totally free. That in itself is great. These pipes need adjustment, Jesus. Okay, that looks good. Seems to be in order. Okay. Okay, that's not really too important. So actually, I think the final arena is shaping up quite nicely. It's not a huge chamber. I'm gonna try to see if we can get the ice around, see what it does. Maybe we can get some patches of ice here. I'm gonna just do a quick test now. It's not... hold on, let me first see if everything is in order. looks to be in order. Okay. Let me just give one more shot and look at the new heights. See if they, well, they're gonna look good, I know. Yeah, it looks way better. Now we can actually make this this liquids move up or down because they're pretty static. But this, I kind of like these colors, like the red and green, works really well. So probably gonna integrate some lights here as well, some green lights, of course, like maybe a structure here. Gonna have these opposite sides, because otherwise there wouldn't be any use here. Maybe like a patch of ice in the middle, maybe. How about that? So let's test it out. Oh, move this actually back. What the hell? So I'm just gonna test it. But that might be interesting, like a bit of a slippery. Shit, ice HK. Okay, let's see. So to the back. Ice HK. Let's see if, like, I know it's far from the pipe, which is okay. Not. Oh wait, connected services. No, that is an issue. What the hell? Not entirely convinced. This would fit maybe like better on the wall. Like suppose. One, two, 3, 4, is that too much? See. And of course Annie doesn't slide. We could try these ice patches. Hold on. Try him here. Maybe. Could it add like if we add like this, for example, like 1. Then it's so close that it will appear as if it was a decal. But can we actually use decals? I think we can. No. The only thing I need to know, it's pointed outside. So we're gonna use the front. And we can actually lower unpacked. Can use a little bit of transparency. And it's nowhere to be seen. That is weird. Oh, I set it to the back side. Oh, it was the back side. Thought I had front selected. Nice. Okay, okay. That actually doesn't look too bad. Not too shabby. Though it does get interrupted. Let's see, can we actually... there is a little bit of fighting there. What do you call it? X-fighting? If it was cut off, it would be nice. I can maybe bring this wall a little bit inwards. But it's... or I can just add some pillars here. Or some natural, like... Hold on. What if I do something like this? Let's see... No, not entirely convinced. I do see potential for that texture. And this can be like some ice falls in here, like a frozen lake, sorta, something like that. All right, fellas, thank you so much for joining. I'm gonna leave it at that for today. I'll be returning next week, maybe Saturday, tomorrow, for a stream for the Game Boy game. Let's put this. Kind of want to put out a nice screenshot. Did I make screenshots? I have no idea actually. Oh yeah. Okay. So, thank you for joining. I'm gonna probably post like a little progress on X. Maybe do like a post on YouTube as well. You can actually post there as well. Maybe for some interaction. We'll see. Thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, it's gonna be next week.